Shadowing, slow version. Hundreds people at night in vacation centers as dangerous flooding continues across the southeast. 3 people has died, one of them an SS volunteer who went to the rescue a stranded family. It was just one of the 1,900 calls the SS responded to in the last 24 hours. The rainfall totaled a huge. Overnight, more than half a meter fell at the most glorious needs Brisbane and the prominent Sunshine Coast. All that rain means a dramatic rise in dam levels. The region's water grid now stands at 98% capacity, and the Gympie is experiencing one of its worst ever floods. We'll take you there shortly, but first to Ipswich and Brisbane, a Lost in Honour reports. The Bremer River, now a raging torrent, cutting through Ipswich, swallowing homes and businesses. Chris Imbury had just arrived here to find his mechanic workshop underwater. That's probably 50 grand worth of equipment, and there's a couple of cars in there. There radar charge in there. There's a six-figure car. What's gonna make your business starting again? Almost, the depending answer of what loss, whether you can save any love of voice or anything like that. Neighbors pitched in to help others rescue what they could, praying everyone in their community was safe. There was a lady living down there, but as it says, the water was up. We couldn't get down there when I woke up this morning, so we don't know. Hopefully, they got out. The downstairs of the Maggie Alter's home is completely inundated. She still processing the enormous damage and what will be a grueling cleanup. What you said, it's going to happen. Just hoping that it doesn't. We don't get too much more. Residents and business owners here in Ipswich say the bulk of this water came up in the middle of the night. They evacuated and tried to salvage what they could, but as you can see, a lot's been left behind. The treacherous conditions have claimed the life of the CCS volunteer Mariel Drain, killed while trying to save others. The SS Vicarage is traveling with the sweeps of the road into floodwaters. 3 of our members were rescued. One of those members, it is diseases. Those that wear SS uniform are orange uncles. They put others ahead of themselves. They go into harm's way to save others. A second life was lost in Brisbane. A 55-year-old man's body was found in receding waters at Stones Corner, and late today another man was found deceased near Gympie. In Brisbane North, 170 millimeters fell into the space of 1 hour. This Clayfield's backyard submerged, with knee-high water through the house. Cars too went to hunt down as the massive deluge swamped low-lying suburbs. Large debris, including trees and pontoons, were dragged down the heaving Brisbane River. Flash flooding gushes and torrents cutting off 1,000 roads across the southeastern Queensland. This one washed away, with enterprising local rigging up flying fox to reach those stranded, for being able to get groceries and things across dams across the southeast and spilling. She's pretty high. There's been a major amount of rainfall in the last 48 to 70 hours. The gates on driving home to open last night with more releases to come. I know this is contrary to many people who have experienced 2011. Please, there is no concern for alarm, but certainly enough rain to keep some residents on edge. Alison Horn, ABC News, Ipswich. Let's go live to Emergency Management's headquarters. Deputy Commissioner Mark Road is with me. Thank you for your time on a very busy night. Which parts of the southeast you are most concerned about this evening? Well, this is a very dangerous weather event. It wide range. It goes from the Harvey Bay to the Gold Coast and the World truly past to Doomba. So it's large area. Our country is covering all of those local government areas in southeast Queensland. Most of this activity at the moment we are starting to see around the north of Brisbane, but north coast Gympie at the Lucky Valley in Brisbane, they're all being impacted as we speak. Yes, evacuations were ordered at Gympie this afternoon. Are you confident everyone's out safely? Yeah, we have our CSCC volunteers and then other kid feast staff and access Eastern with Gympie with the local disaster management groups through those evacuations. Our CSC's volunteers have attended well over 2,700 tasks over the last 24 hours now for the rescue services. Three for rescue crews. They have attended about 150 or more rescues or water-related incidents, so it's a very busy time for our teams. Deputy Commissioner, thank you so much. Well, as we just heard, a serious situation is unfolding in Gympie tonight with evacuations orders at almost 22 meters and rising. The Mary River is at flooding heights not seen in almost 125 years. And an Atlantic deluge fueling the might of the Mary River, the unstoppable force had frightening consequences for the people of Gympie. The shops completely under. We've lost it. It's gone. The main street is awash. Businesses inundated, some with the water up to the roof. It was a little bit confronting this morning to go see if the long-standing residents are shocked to the severity. I've been here probably nearly 20 years. This is pretty is close to what I'm saying before, but I can be gonna be bigger. With no sign of recovery from the downpour, expectation was that this system would move quite quickly through, but I hadn't is decided to stay. The premier ordered up to 700 people to evacuate. If we don't do this now, people will come isolated and trapped. Some residents have been stranded outside town since conditions worsened yesterday. I slept in my truck. Others drove around for hours, searching for a way in. Overused 240 cases of fuel. So it's about just under $190 worth. The community is galvanized with the volunteers offering a barbecue breakfast for those in need. Cold Stoney's eggs, we've got blankets and pillows. In Maribor, residents are preparing for tomorrow, with predictions blood levels from January will be exceeded. For the Thoughts Birdream has also felt the impact. And it's just very I've never seen anything like it. Residents preparing. We've just got served quite a bit coming through the back door and bracing for what's there to come. They're really heavy or recognized carrying them. Business owners and maroochydore have thrown up their hands. This is how you guys find out about the uncontrollable force of nature. So I beheld in a couple of days. I'm not sure if there's going to happen, but unfortunately, Mother Nature provides no guarantees. This year, this is something that is completely unpredictable. The News River behind me has been steadily rising through the afternoon, and roads like this one have been inundated as we approach high tide. While there's a slight reprise in the weather-wise now, the rain throughout the day in this region has been unrelenting, and what's worrying authority is that there's more to come. And actually, Theodora is in Nusa tonight, as evacuation centers have been set up there too. That's right, Jess. There's one at the Nusa Leisure Center, and there's a new one open tonight at the Sunshine Coast University in the stadium there. That's a good option for people who have been stranded on the Bruce Highway. There's been hundreds of cars turning around at the Stephen Iron Way. That evacuation center there is providing meals and bedding for people who may need it. At the roads behind me where I am, and Nusa is still inundated, and the authorities are concerned that streets around this area could be impacted around the high tides, which is about tomorrow morning at about 5:30. The big whole region from Nusa down to Calendra has been impacted by major flooding, and the Bureau says that could be further river peaks tomorrow. It's raining a little bit here tonight, and as we know, there is more on the way. Actually, Vera, thank you. Flashy flood in the Lucky Valley have brought back nightmares of the devastation and the habitats caused in 2011. And with more rain today, the trace hasn't passed. The warning sign ran out at Grantham again this afternoon. Mud covers the floor of a little bird's heavenly home. The damage isn't as bad as was in 2011, but this flood has broken him. Now this happened again, so probably be a matter of cleaning it up, and if you can get someone to buy it. 11 years ago, he and his wife Jean were rescued from the roof of the home. Yesterday, as the creek rose, they got stuck while trying to drive to safely and had to be saved from the roof. Their youth is too old to start again. His biggest worry is that creek will flooding again. Robbie McDonald has been trying to get home from Toowoomba since yesterday. It's scary. It's pretty wet. A lot of water in the roads, a lot of this rain stuff. Like, washing machines and stuff with car flooding on the sides of the road. Strands here in Hallidan. Likely to get Hallidan, I have a police course along the road. Showboard of the victory scene is just great for its Whitcut story stays dry as the town's roads became raging rivers. Although the reprise didn't last long, John Deadly, ABC News, Lock Your Valley. Let's bring the Jenny verse now, and Jenny the rain has been just relentless. Is there an end in sight? Well, dash Conditions show the start to east by tomorrow evening. Hello everyone. After being stationary for a few days, the system is expected to start slipping south late tomorrow into the northern south well, but there could still be heavy falls on the Gold Coast on Monday morning. But before then, there is no response with the widespread intense rain at times from Gympie to the border and beyond. Total of the 200 to 300 millimeters been common, while up to 9 a.m. Mount Gloria has an extraordinary 709 millimeters, with another 244 today. Many rivers are in major floods and there are extensive moderate and minor flood warnings, and I will be back later in the bulletin with all of the latest forecast.